Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of reviewing every single WrestleMania main event. So, I'd just like to have a schedule update. So, I've planned everything out. So, I'm going to be doing double uploads for the next 10-ish days. So, double uploads every morning for the next 10-ish days at 7 a.m. sharp Eastern. So, from then on out, it'll be just one a day. So, that way I can fit every main event before WrestleMania 40 happens. So, I'm going to be doing a lot of work. So, please give me some leeway if I miss some mistakes in editing. I'll try and fix them as best I can. But getting into it, we're going to be looking at Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. It's probably the most well-known of the WrestleMania main events here. Hopefully, it's better than the two I've watched before. Not to discount them, but I do kind of want to watch some decent wrestling and not just middling 80s performance. But given I'm watching two of the slowest guys in wrestling, so I don't think there's much of a chance of that. Haven't seen it yet, so you're going to be seeing my real raw reactions, I guess. Once I come back from watching the match, I will be taking notes and relaying them to you in a moment. What's up, everybody? Okay, I just finished watching the match, and this match, we're keeping the streak alive of getting a better match every WrestleMania. 1 was mediocre, 2 was okay, 3, this isn't actually that bad of a match. Now, if you compare it to like the middle of an AEW Dynamite in terms of solely work rate, this is literally the worst match you've ever seen. But I actually think this isn't that bad of a match. Now, I might be desensitized nowadays, but I still appreciate the amount that this match is more story and less physical work. Andre is not going to be pulling off his Canadian destroyers at this point in his career, if he ever was able to in the first place. So, a few more pre-match antics. So, Bobby Heenan and Andre are getting interviewed before the match, and Andre, he's talking, I'm going to beat Hulk Hogan, and I'm going to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. He's relatively slow, and he's pretty calm while he's talking. So, they go to interview Heenan instead, and Heenan's like, I'm so ready to be champ of a world champion. I've been waiting for years. And he's very hype about this. Hogan, they do a flashback as well. And Hogan, he did not want to fight Andre. He and Andre were actually friends. And when Hogan won the title off the Iron Sheik, they celebrated together. They were like, oh man, hey, how you doing? Great job. You're my best friend. But Andre said, no, I want to fight you. And Andre decided, instead of just asking, because Hogan didn't want to in the first place, he would rip Hogan's shirt off, which would challenge him, apparently. Because Hogan says, oh, you rip my shirt off? Of course I'll fight you at WrestleMania. So, after he says that, though, he's kind of, oh, man, I don't really want to fight my friend at Mania. That's really bad. He's my best friend and all. And then it cuts to him now, right before the match starts, and I am going to kill Andre the Giant. Like, he's in the most angry state I think I've ever seen him. He's turning purple, even though he's already tan, and he is hype. I don't want to get that loud, but imagine the volume I'm speaking times roughly 3, and with the amount of excitement of a chihuahua seeing something it really wants. And put that together, you have what Hulk Hogan was doing. There are a few guest ring announcers and guest people, as always. So the guest ring announcer is Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. I think he was a commentator for a while. I don't really know much about him. And the guest timekeeper is Mary Hart. I don't also know who that is, but they were probably popular at the time. She seems to be just some sort of movie star. And Jesse Ventura, who's on commentary, says something along the lines of, oh yeah, she wants to touch my sweat on my body. Honestly, before the match starts, and even sometimes during the match, because this is a relatively slow match, I just listen to the commentary because they say some goofy stuff on commentary back in the 80s. Like, touch sweat on your body? What? That's so weird, Jesse. That's what my friends tell me all the time. Anyways, out of that, we go into the actual match. And Hogan and Andre, they start off, they're just kind of exchanging blows. And Hogan, he's hype, he's ready, he's trying to do that body slam, the famous one. He picks him up, but Andre, just like last year, is too big. And Hogan gets crushed by Andre's massive weight. And Andre gets a 2 off of that. Like, Andre lands on him, and it's, 1, 2. And it's not like, here where he kicks out. He kicks out at like this. So it's 1, 2, kick out. But it's not, how you would kick out nowadays. Because if you're down nowadays, it's kind of I'm going to kick out like this. Hogan just kind of goes, And on the opposite side of the referee, somehow the ref sees this and is like, oh, okay, and says, nope, that's a 2. And Andre and Heenan are saying, no, that was 3. But they accept it and move on. Andre slams Hogan a couple times and dominates for about 5 minutes, and then throws Hogan in the corner and starts beating him up, landing some punches. Goes for a headbutt. Dong! Goes for another headbutt. Dong! Goes for a third headbutt, but this time Hogan's able to move out of the way, so Andre headbutts the turnbuckle. So everyone's like, oh, Hogan has a chance. Hogan has a chance. So Hogan gets some offense in for about a minute. Goes to bounce off the ropes and run at him, but gets booted in the face. So Andre takes control again. Then if you're in this match, right, and think, Andre, he's getting pretty old at this point. He's about 5-6 years away from passing away. What do you think happens? What do you think that they do for the next couple minutes? Have an exciting match? Oh, absolutely not. Andre puts Hogan in a bear hug. Now, a bear hug, there's nothing wrong with that. A submission move, maybe a little bit of rest so you can talk it out in real life. Maybe say what you're going to do next. But they hold this bear hug for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 minutes straight of just a bear hug. And there's nothing, Hogan's not like trying to fight out of it for most of it. He's just gonna for the majority of the bear hug. Finally, when he starts to escape, he's out. Ref holds his hand up. 1, 2. Oh, Hogan's still alive. Hogan's still alive. And then he escapes the bear hug, but Andre just stops his run again. I think it's a clothesline this time. Hits him with the clothesline, automatically gets control back again. Like, I get that you're trying to do a method in this match. Give Hogan that moment where he can come back and beat the unlikely odds of both Heenan and Andre, who's much larger than him. But they go about it so slowly. Now, they both go to the outside, and yet again, Hogan dodges another headbutt. But this time, instead of Andre going out of the way or hitting a turnbuckle, since they're on the outside, Andre headbutts the steel ring post. So he's put Hogan up on the post, and he gets him with 1. Dong! Gets him with 2. Dong! Goes for the third. Bing! Get the Looney Tunes effect. Boing. Hogan does what I can only assume is an attempted pile driver. He rips up like the covering on the outside of the ring and reveals some wood. And he tries to go for a pile driver, but it's Andre the Giant, dude. And you're on the outside of the ring and you're tired. So Andre easily counters, backdrops him onto the outside. Hogan then dodges a chop on the inside of the ring because they've crawled back in. Andre's taken back control, but Hogan's able to dodge a chop, hit the ropes, and shoulder block Andre to the ground. And this finally is the spot that everybody knows from this match. Finally, after what feels like ages, Hogan's like, oh man, I've got my chance. I have an opportunity. He waits for Andre to get up, and he does the slam. I'll throw it up on screen for a second. Here it is.
We're seeing what this guy is really made of. Look at this.
And this slam is very impressive, and he holds him up for about 2 seconds, so props to Hogan for doing that. Hits the ropes, goes for the leg drop, and gets the win and the pin. Good job to Hogan there. I think he very easily is MVP of this match. Andre, again, at this point, was not the most operable. He did not do that much, and the most athletic thing he did during this match was take the slam, maybe when he got outside of the ring. So, not great, but, Hogan, he sold his butt off during this match. He made Andre look amazing, and Andre looked so good, but so bad at the same time. It felt kind of sad, as a comment on Cage Match said. However, Hogan was very impressive. The crowd was really into this match. I'd give this match a solid B-. It is better than the last match, but I cannot give this match a B- with a good conscience. But I would like to comment on one last thing before I end this video off. The entire match, mostly at the end, the entire match has some of the best camera work and framing I've ever seen. Like, when they do the stare down at the beginning of the match, awesome camera work. The slam, amazing camera work. Leg drop, decent camera work. And then after the match is over and Hogan's won, they have so many shots of the baddies looking back, kind of sad, and then it moves over slightly, and Hogan's there, and he's looking at him, he's pointing, he's shouting, And then they have a shot of the commentators who are up in, I guess, where you would have the football commentators, like where they sit. They're in like that place. And it's a shot of them, and then it kind of reveals the ring slightly off to the side. Camera work is amazing during this match. So if you like looking at camera work, I recommend the end of this match because there is a good lot of it. That's my review. I do think this was a pretty good match. I hope you agree with me. If you don't, leave it down in the comments below. And even if you do, you can leave it down in the comments below. If you've seen this match before, I recommend you do. It's actually pretty good and pretty historic. Make sure you have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. Tune in for the rest of these until WrestleMania, and goodbye.